Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Sister Wives universe has always thrived on drama, but nothing could have prepared viewers, fans, or even the courts for the latest bombshell tied to the Brown family. Kody Brown, the controversial patriarch, reportedly caught hiding a secret marriage and child, a revelation so shocking that even the judge presiding over his recent legal troubles was left speechless. And if you thought the downfall of Kody's plural marriage empire had already reached its peak when Christine, Janelle, and Mary walked away from him one after the other, this alleged scandal takes everything to a new level because fans who have followed Kody's journey from his early TLC days remember how much he prided himself on transparency, unity, and faith, and yet now the whispers suggest that the man who demanded loyalty and obedience from his four wives may have been living a double life. One he kept carefully concealed not only from his sister wives' family, but also from the network and possibly the law. With insiders claiming that court documents tied to property battles over Kody Pass unexpectedly revealed references to a fifth woman, one not filmed on the show, who may have secretly wed Kody years ago in a private spiritual ceremony. And if that wasn't enough to send shockwaves, it gets darker, because leaked testimony suggests that there may also be a child involved. A child whose very existence was allegedly hidden from public view, possibly to protect TLC contracts and to keep Robin's so-called legal marriage narrative intact, since fans recall that when Kody divorced Mary in order to legally wed Robin, it was framed as a sacrifice for adoption purposes, not as the potential cover-up of other romantic or family arrangements. And the irony of this twist is that Kody spent years berating Christine for betraying the family by leaving him, while he himself may have been betraying all of them in ways far more serious than anyone imagined. Because if this child is confirmed, it means Kody was not only dishonest but also hypocritical, building his empire on the image of a devoted patriarch while allegedly abandoning another family in secret, which explains why, during a recent closed-door hearing tied to his financial disputes, reports claim the judge had to stop proceedings, stunned into silence, when a lawyer presented documents that implied Kody's name was tied to guardianship or paternity paperwork outside the known Brown children. And while TLC has not commented on the matter yet, the timing could not be more disastrous, since Sister Wives has been skating on the edge of cancellation with declining ratings and mounting criticism of Kody's behavior, and fans online are already speculating that this revelation could either save the show by injecting explosive new drama or destroy it entirely by making Kody legally vulnerable, particularly because questions of fraud, bigamy, and child support obligations could swirl around him in ways that no amount of reality TV editing can sanitize, with Christine reportedly blindsided, Janelle furious, and Mary quietly smug that her long-suspected doubts about Kody's character may finally be validated, while Robin, who always insisted she was the last wife, may now be exposed as simply one of several pawns in Kody's endless game of control, manipulation, and reinvention. And fans are pointing out that this alleged secret marriage would fit the pattern of Kody's behavior, since his obsession with control has often driven him to make impulsive choices, whether redistributing Kody Pass land without consensus, cutting off his adult children for not aligning with his vision, or funneling family money into Robin's lavish spending habits. And now, if it's true he secretly married another woman and fathered a child, it would prove once and for all that Kody never truly believed in the equal partnership ideals he preached on Sister Wives, but instead treated plural marriage like a revolving door, always open to his desires, regardless of the consequences for his wives and children. And what makes the scandal even more captivating is the way fans are dissecting old episodes, combing through background moments where Kody disappeared from filming, missed key family events, or appeared unusually stressed, with many now suggesting those were signs he was hiding something, perhaps sneaking away to maintain ties with this alleged hidden family. And if you listen to the chatter on fan forums, some argue that this may have been the real reason Kody resisted moving forward with building homes on Kody Pass, because once the land was divided officially, the paper trail of property ownership and legal documents could have risked exposing his secret. And now that exposure has apparently happened in court, shocking even the judge, who according to whispers reportedly remarked, I've never seen a case like this. Before calling a recess, and though gag orders may keep the full details from surfacing immediately, fans are convinced the truth will inevitably come out, because the Brown family has lived too long in the public eye for secrets of this magnitude to stay buried, and already insiders close to Mary and Janelle have hinted that they may use this scandal to leverage more financial independence from Kody, since his alleged double life could weaken his credibility in divorce settlements or support claims, while Christine, who has thrived since leaving him, may capitalize on the moment to prove to her children and the world that leaving Kody was the best decision she ever made, as David Woolley, her new husband, stands firmly by her side, offering the stability Kody never could. And for fans, the drama is almost surreal, like watching the undoing of a man who once styled himself as a prophet of plural marriage, now unraveling under the weight of his own lies. And whether this secret marriage and child are confirmed in coming months or simply remain the most explosive rumor to rock sister wives in years, one thing is certain. The world is watching, TLC executives are panicking, and Kody Brown, for all his bluster, may finally have to face a reckoning that not even his golden curls and overblown speeches can talk his way out of. What makes the alleged scandal even more mind-blowing is the timing, because Kody has spent the last 2 years parading around with Robyn, acting as though his so-called soulmate connection with her justified the collapse of every other relationship in his life. And yet, if this fifth wife and hidden child exist, then his entire storyline on Sister Wives has been a smokescreen, designed to distract the audience and his family from what he was truly doing behind the scenes, and fans who once felt sympathy for him after Christine's exit now admit they feel duped, pointing out that Kody may have been more than just emotionally manipulative. He may have been orchestrating a double life, one that only came to light because of sloppy paperwork filed during the ongoing Coyote Pass land disputes, where attorneys reportedly discovered unusual links between Kody's name, an unfamiliar woman's surname, and legal guardianship notations connected to a minor child. And while no official court transcript has yet been made public, the mere mention of such a discovery has fueled rampant speculation, sending Sister Wives forums and Facebook groups into meltdown, with longtime viewers piecing together their own theories about when Kody could have possibly conducted this marriage, who the mystery woman might be, and how Robyn could have either been complicit or in total darkness. Because if Robyn knew, it means she too was deceiving the cameras and America, playing the role of the doting legal wife while privately tolerating yet another woman in the mix. And if she didn't know, then Kody may have betrayed her on a level that eclipses anything Mary, Janelle, or Christine ever experienced, raising the possibility that even Robyn could turn on him once the truth is undeniable, especially if TLC distances itself from Kody to salvage the Sister Wives franchise by pivoting toward the ex-wives' new lives, which fans are already more invested in than Kody's endless excuses, because Christine's journey with David, Janelle's glow-up after detoxing from Kody's chaos, and Mary's quiet resilience all highlight empowerment and independence, while Kody's storyline has collapsed into bitterness, narcissism, and self-destruction. And now, with this alleged secret family, he may have finally crossed the line from reality TV villain to something far darker. A man capable of legally dubious choices that could entangle him in criminal investigations, particularly if the marriage was structured in a way that violates state laws, since polygamy may not technically be prosecuted the way it once was, but financial fraud, misrepresentation, and hidden dependence tied to child support obligations absolutely can, and that's why fans are so fascinated by reports that the judge was left speechless, because it suggests the evidence presented wasn't just speculation, it had enough legitimacy to stop courtroom proceedings cold. Something only possible if documents bore Kody's name or signature, and that revelation could spark a domino effect where his children, many of whom already resent him, might demand answers about why they were neglected or treated like afterthoughts while their father allegedly nurtured an entirely separate family, a reality that could fracture the Browns beyond repair, because up until now, even amid the bitterness, there was still a sense that Kody's children could unite under the shared trauma of their father's favoritism toward Robyn, but the existence of a hidden child could divide them further. making them question whether they were ever truly Kody's priority or if they were just props in his television empire. And the emotional toll on them could be devastating, since we've seen over and over again on the show how deeply the Brown kids feel abandoned, whether it was Gabriel and Garrison grieving the loss of their father's presence, Isabel feeling betrayed during her scoliosis surgery, or Leon struggling for acceptance. And if it turns out there's another child raised outside their knowledge, it could deepen their wounds in ways that will last a lifetime, which brings us back to the optics, because TLC, already battered by criticism for enabling Kody's narcissistic behavior, would now face a moral and financial dilemma. Do they expose this storyline and cash in on the ratings bonanza of a scandal that makes Sister Wives headline news worldwide? Or do they quietly sever ties with Kody and hope the Ex-Wives spin-offs can salvage the brand? Since Christine and Janelle's lives are already captivating audiences, and Mary, now rumored to be dating again, could easily anchor her own empowerment-themed series, while Kody, weighed down by lawsuits, debt, and public scorn, could be cut loose, left to face the legal fallout on his own. And fans argue that's exactly what he deserves, because for years he has painted himself as a martyr, complaining that no one respected his role as the head of the family, when in reality, he may have been betraying the very foundation of trust that plural marriage was supposed to rest on. And the hypocrisy is staggering, because Kody demanded total transparency from his wives, chastising Christine for leaving him without warning, criticizing Janelle for putting her kids before him, and shaming Mary for her catfish scandal, yet he allegedly managed to conceal a marriage and child for years. An act that makes the women's so-called betrayals look insignificant in comparison, and it explains why fans feel so vindicated, because they always sensed Kody was hiding something, whether it was his finances, his favoritism, or his true intentions, and now the mask may have finally slipped, leaving him exposed not just as a flawed husband, but as a man whose entire image was built on lies. And if the judge was truly speechless, as reports claim, it suggests this scandal isn't just tabloid fodder. It's something with real legal consequences, something that could alter the trajectory of Sister Wives forever, because once you introduce the possibility of hidden dependence and unauthorized marriages into a reality show built on family dynamics, you don't just have drama, you have potential evidence of fraud, and that's a storyline TLC may not be able to control, no matter how hard they try to edit around it, meaning the fate of the show now hinges not on Kody's desperate attempts to rebuild his crumbling family, but on whether the courts, the press, and the fans will tolerate his alleged deceit. And judging by the outrage online, the answer is already clear. Kody Brown's empire is collapsing, his reputation is shredded, and for the first time, the man who demanded loyalty from everyone else may find himself completely alone, left to explain to the world why he thought he could hide a wife and child in an era where secrets, no matter how carefully buried, always find their way to the light. The ripple effects of Kody Brown's alleged secret marriage and child are only beginning to surface, and insiders suggest that the fallout could reshape not just the Brown family, but also the future of reality television itself. Because while TLC has weathered scandals before, rarely has the star of one of its most lucrative long-running shows been accused of hiding something so monumental. And fans are pointing out that the network now faces a no-win situation if they ignore the allegations. They risk looking complicit in covering up Kody's deception, but if they lean into it, they validate every suspicion that Sister Wives was never about honesty, family unity, or faith, but about smoke and mirrors carefully orchestrated to keep viewers hooked. And if that's the case, then the judge's stunned reaction becomes even more symbolic, almost like a reflection of the audience's own disbelief. Because here is a man who spent years preaching about the virtues of plural marriage, lecturing his wives, berating his children, and demanding obedience, only for evidence to emerge that he himself may have lived in contradiction to every value he claimed to hold. And for Mary, Christine, and Janelle, this revelation could serve as the final piece of validation they needed, proof that their exits were not betrayals, but acts of self-preservation, while Robin, who has long carried the stigma of being Kody's favorite, may find herself humiliated if she learns she was not the final wife. After all, but merely another piece in Kody's ever-expanding web of secrecy, and the possibility that a child is involved raises the stakes higher than ever, because it's not just about Kody's hypocrisy, but about the life of an innocent, someone who may have been forced into secrecy or denied their rightful place in a family that was constantly paraded on national television, and fans are demanding answers, filling Reddit threads and YouTube comment sections with questions about whether this child has ever been hinted at in past episodes, whether Kody's absences from certain events were tied to secret visits, and whether TLC executives were aware. And the longer the silence from both Kody and the network, the louder the speculation grows, as Sister Wives transforms from a story about plural marriage struggles into a real-life mystery that even the court struggle to comprehend. And perhaps that's why this scandal has captured so much attention, because it represents the ultimate collapse of Kody Brown's myth, the unraveling of a man who claimed to be larger than life, now cornered by the very secrets he thought he could bury forever.